भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिसे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। ॐ वृन्दावै तुलसी देवै प्रिया वै केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः। भक्ताविहीना अपराधलक्ष्यै क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्यै कृपामयि त्वां शरणां प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं। भजामि राधां अरविन्दनेत्रां स्मरामि राधां मधुरा स्मिताश्यं वदामि राधां करुणाभराद्रा ततो ममान्नस्ति गतिर्न कापि। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। सर्वप्रथम
First of all, I pay my humble obeisances to Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astotra Stutta Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Srila Bhavan Goswami Maharaj and to Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj.
अनंत कोटि साष्टांग दंडवत ज्ञापन करता हूँ। तत्पश्चात नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत
Swami Maharaj, Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, and to all the Vaishnavas, mothers, fathers, the listeners to Harikatha, I pay my humble obeisances to all of you.
श्रीमद् भागवत गीता कथा हम लोग श्रवण कीर्तन कर।
We are listening to the Srimad Bhagavad Katha.
जिसमें सार रूप में ही
in a very
आप लोगों ने श्रवण किया जितने भी तत्व बताया गया
short form. All the important subjects are discussed. There are 5 important subjects.
ईश्वर जीव प्रकृति काल और कर्म।
Ishwar, Jiv, Prakriti, Kal, and Karma.
क्योंकि भगवान सर्व नियंत्रक कहा जाता है, he the supreme
Bhagwan is the supreme controller.
नियंत्रक कहा जाता है,
Ishwar.
सबके नियंत्रण करते हैं, controller। और वे मायाधीश भी है, माया के अधिष्ठाता।
And he's also the controller of Maya.
और जितने भी वस्तु हम देख रहे हैं,
And whatever we are seeing, whether it is conscious in a transcendental world or in this material world, well, transcendental things we cannot see with our eyes. We have material eyes. We can only see the material things. And that's gross material. All the subtle things come from Bhagwan, whether direct or indirect. They come from Bhagwan. In Sanskrit, this is called Anyay, direct or indirect. Everything comes from Bhagwan. So that's why we have been discussing this subject last few days. Because the origin is Krishna. Everything you see, the origin is Krishna. Everything comes from Bhagwan. And because of Bhagwan, we all are living. And in the end, because of Bhagwan, we will leave this world. So there is creation, nourishment, and destruction. All these three are done by Bhagwan. And who is this Bhagwan? Who are we talking about? Shyam Sundar Krishna. He is there within the light. What is that light? That light is the effulgence coming from his body. Just like you have the light bulb and the rays of light that come from that light bulb, just like that, you have Bhagwan. Bhagwan is that bulb of light, and then the rays of light are the effulgence coming from his body. And that's so bright. We cannot see that. Everyone is not able to see that bright light. So the knowledgeable people, the Jnani, they say that Bhagwan is that ray of light. And that brightness is also called Shakti. Because the Jnani, the Advaita look, they use Shakti. They say Prakash, the light is Bhagwan. And in that bright light, if you look closer, there is Bhagwan playing his murli and looking from the corner of his eyes to all the gopis and making them dance. Everyone is dancing because of the music coming from his murli. In such a beautiful form, he's playing that murli. And that Bhagwan can take innumerable forms. In the Upanishads, it is said he can take 4 forms because of his Shakti.
गोलोक वृंदावन में विराजमान होते हैं।
he can be there in
और
Golok
अपने
Vrindavan,
वैभव आदि के द्वारा नारायण आदि
and then as Narayan,
अवतार आदि को प्रकाश कर देते हैं।
he can take another avatar in Vaikuntha,
नारायण मत्स्य कुर्म वराह
and then also as Kurma, Varaha, all these innumerable forms, Roop of Bhagwan. You can see in the creation how many Brahmandas there are, how many planetary systems. And Bhagwan is taking their place in his four arms form. And then the third form he takes, that's the Jiva Sakti. Where do we come from? We come from Bhagwan. And because of this Shakti of Bhagwan, we come. And with this transcendental potency, he made all these other planets like Vaikuntha, Dwarka. In Gita, Bhagwan is explaining, it's not that easy to understand me. It's very difficult. Not everyone can understand this. Even after listening a lot of Katha Pravachan, he still cannot understand me. So how can we understand Bhagwan then? When he showers his mercy on us. Only then we can realize about him, have some realizations. Only by his kripa, by his mercy. He will make himself come in front of you, and when we surrender ourselves at his lotus feet.
Absolutely surrender unto his lotus feet.
Only when you surrender, then he will appear in front of you. Bhagwan is telling to Arjuna, don't think, Arjuna. Don't stay there in your misery. What should you do? Surrender to me. Come to me. You think if you kill all these warriors, you will get sins. Don't think about the pious activities and the sinful activities. Leave all those dharma and adharma and surrender yourself to me. The dharma that are described in the scriptures, leave them and surrender yourself to me. What is dharma? We all say dharma, dharma, but what is the definition of dharma? Dharma has different definitions. Dharma means swabhav, nature. We are going to some philosophical truths. So one meaning is swabhav. Like the swabhav, the nature of water is to flow. It's liquid. So that water, when it freezes, it becomes ice. And it's the same water, but then we call it a different name. It's still H2O.
किंतु माइनस डिग्री में जब
But
चले
because
जाते
it's
हैं
in a
तो वो
minus temperature,
बर्फ हो जाता
we
है,
call it
आइस
ice.
बन जाता है। तो उस समय तरलता से छोड़ करके वो किस धर्म में आ गया?
So from becoming fluid,
काठिन्य
liquid,
धर्म में,
it's
लिक्विडिटी से छोड़ करके
fast.
आइस आ जाता है। आइस कैसे होता है? लिक्विडिटी से छोड़ करके वो कठिन हो जाता है। और फिर पुनः उसके
And
लिए
then
ताप दिया जाए, वो बर्फ पिघल करके
that
फिर
ice can
पूर्व
melt
अवस्था यानी वो
and
पानी
become
में
water again,
तरलता में आ जाता है।
becomes liquid, fluid again.
तो इसके कहा जाता है धर्म कहा जाता है।
So this is the
स्वाभाविक
dharma, the nature of the liquid,
ठीक उसी
of
प्रकार
water.
जीव जब गठन होता है, सृष्टि होती
So the jiva, when it's created, when it
है, उसमें
when it
जीव की धर्म
manifests,
ही है भगवान की सेवा करना।
then the dharma of the jiva is to serve the Lord.
किंतु हम लोग भगवान की सेवा छोड़ करके
But we
इस
have
माया जगत में
forgotten about this
हमारा
seva.
स्वभाव क्या हो गया?
We have come into this Maya,
परिवर्तित हो गया,
and our form has changed, our
ट्रांसफर हो गया।
nature has
स्वभाव
changed.
परिवर्तन। जैसे जल की स्वभाव क्या था? पानी की
Just
स्वभाव
like
था,
the
नेचर
water
था,
that
तरल
was
था,
first
नीचे की तरफ जाता।
flowing, it was liquid,
किंतु वो
but then in a
पानी
minus temperature it became ice.
माइनस डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड में आकर के बर्फ हो गया और ये खंडर रूप
And
में
it stopped flowing, it became a fast
कठिन पदार्थ
structure.
में आ गया। देखो धर्म अलग हो गया।
So its dharma changed.
ठीक उसी प्रकार
Like
भगवान के
that,
छोड़ कर हम इस संसार
when
में
we
आगे
leave
माया जगत में
Bhagwan, we
आके
come in this
साथ ही
Maya
साथ
world,
हमारी
then
स्वभाव भी
our nature also changed.
कहाँ भगवान की सेवा करना था हमारा।
Where we were supposed to serve the Lord,
किंतु इस जगत में हम लोग
and
आके
now
किसकी सेवा कर रहे हैं?
who are we serving here in this world?
माया की सेवा कर रहे
Only Maya.
हैं। सेवा शब्द तो है,
Seva, you cannot use that word, it's not service.
कोई शरीर की सेवा कर रहे हैं,
Some is serving the country, some is serving the body,
मातृ सेवा, पितृ सेवा,
father, mother.
अनेकों सेवा की कथा हम
We are
सब
serving many people, many
सेवा,
things,
पितृ सेवा, मातृ सेवा, समाज सेवा,
serving the community.
शब्द आपने सुने होंगे, समाज सेवी,
You must have heard about these forms of seva,
सोसाइटी, सर्विस
serving the
कंट्री,
community, the society, the
शरीर
country,
की सेवा कर रहे हैं।
the body.
किंतु वास्तव में हमारी सेवा
But the real seva is for whom? For Bhagwan.
भगवान की सेवा छोड़ करके
We have
हम इस सेवा में
stopped
माया की
with this
सेवा
seva and started performing seva for
में करते हैं।
Maya.
पुनः सत्संग में जब हम आ जाते
But
हैं
when we come in
तब
satsang,
विवेक हो जाता है, तो
then
हम धीरे धीरे
slowly on we start
भगवान की सेवा में
serving Bhagwan again.
यही है। इसलिए धर्म की शब्द की एक ही है।
So one meaning of dharma means
बहुत
the
लोग प्रश्न
nature.
करते हैं, धर्म यदि
Many
एक
people
हो,
ask, if dharma is one,
तो अनेक धर्म के बारे में
then
क्यों कहते
how
हैं?
can there be so many
कोई कहता है
dharmas?
मुस्लिम धर्म है,
One say, my dharma is Muslim, my dharma
कोई
is
कहते हैं
Christian,
हिंदू धर्म है।
my dharma is Hindu.
है? क्या? आर्य समाज धर्म, अनेक धर्म के शब्द हम लगा देते हैं।
Many dharmas we create, but the real dharma, what's the thought behind that? What's dharma?
धर्म की यही परिभाषा है जिसे हमारे आचार्य बात कहते हैं स्वभाव।
As my gurus say, dharma is the nature. What's the nature of the Jew?
कृष्णेन नित्यदास कृष्णेन सशक्ति भेदा भेद प्रकाश। जीवेर स्वरूप है कृष्ण नित्यदास। जीव स्वरूप देखे।
The nature of the Jiva is to serve the Lord, to be a servant of the Lord. Tulsidas is telling this in Ramcharitmanas. This Jiva is a servant of the Lord because we are a part of Him. Because we are a part of Bhagwan. Serving Him is our dharma. Bhagavan is telling in the Gita, Arjun, don't think about dharma and adharma.
ये धर्म और अधर्म जो हम संसार में कहते हैं,
This
ये सब
dharma and
धर्म का
adharma
है,
we are
अनित्य धर्म कहा है।
calling in this world. There are so many dharmas, but these are not the true dharma.
ये नित्य धर्म नहीं है।
This is not your eternal dharma.
ये कोई परिस्थिति में आकर के आप
This is
उसको
in
पालन
a
करते जाओ।
certain situation where you have to follow this dharma.
नैमित्तिक धर्म का है।
It's Naimitika dharma.
निमित्त के आश्रय करके जो धर्म हम करते जा रहे हैं,
So the dharma we are performing is Naimitika dharma in a certain situation.
धर्म एक है।
But the true dharma is one.
देश काल अनुसार दूसरे के समझाने के लिए हम अनेकों धर्म की कथा सुनाते रहते हैं।
To make everyone
और
understand,
सब धर्म की मूल ही
we
एक ही है।
are describing dharma in different ways, but the real dharma is serving the Lord.
आप क्रिश्चियन हो, हिंदू हो, मुसलमान हो,
Whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, a Buddhist, it doesn't matter.
सब धर्म की एक ही तात्पर्य क्या है?
All dharmas come to
भगवान की सेवा।
from the same, and that's serving the Lord.
सेवा ही मूलम, सेवा ही मूल है, सेवा करना है।
Seva, that's the true
ये
dharma.
जो बात करते जा रहे हैं, ये सेवा ही मूल, हम सेवा कैसे करें?
And how to do the seva?
किंतु इसलिए कहते हैं आत्मा की धर्म है
So,
भगवान की सेवा। किंतु वो जब
the dharma of the
हमारे
Atma
पूरी नहीं हो
is
रहा है,
to perform
तब तक
devotional
हम उसे समझ
service.
नहीं पा रहे, विज्ञान
And
नहीं
as
आ रहे।
long as we
हो सकता है
don't
ज्ञान
have
हो
this
जाता है,
knowledge,
कि विज्ञान नहीं होता। दो वस्तु है,
it could be that you get the knowledge, but then you still have to realize this knowledge. Gyan and Vigyan. Gyan is knowledge, and Vigyan is the realization.
अनुभव। ज्ञान तो हो जाता है
Knowledge
शास्त्र आदि पढ़ करके,
comes from reading the scriptures.
मगज मार करके, बार-बार पढ़ते
You can read them time and time again, and then you get the knowledge from the scriptures.
किंतु विज्ञान
But
क्या चीज?
realization, what is that?
भी माने विशेष रूप से ज्ञान माने अनुभूति, विशेष अनुभूति करना है उसको। जैसे हम जो चर्चा करते जा रहे हैं,
Like we are
क्या चर्चा कर रहे हैं?
here
भगवान के बारे में हम चर्चा कर रहे
discussing the subject Bhagwan.
हैं, भक्ति के बारे में हम चर्चा
We are
कर रहे हैं।
discussing bhakti,
किंतु भगवान के अनुभव
but
कैसे करें?
how to realize Bhagwan.
शास्त्र में तो बहुत कुछ लिखा है।
A lot is written about this in the scriptures. We can read the scriptures and speak about it, and that's Gyan, knowledge. But how to get Vigyan, the realization?
जब भगवान और भगवान की नित्य जनों की जब कृपा वर्षित हो जाती है,
When Bhagwan gives his mercy.
His mercy. अथादिदेव पदम्बुजदय प्रसादलेशानुगृहीत एव हि जनादि तत्तं भगवान् महिम्नो न चान्नम् एकोऽपि चिरन् विचिन्नम्। श्रीमद् भागवत में स्वयं ब्रह्मा जी कह रहे हैं,
In Srimad Bhagavad, Brahma is saying, Brahma who has four
वो
heads,
ब्रह्मा जी स्वयं कह रहे हैं,
that Brahma is saying,
ये अथादिदेव पदाम्बुजदय, हे भगवान,
Hey
आपके
Bhagwan,
चरण कमल की कृपा बिना
without the mercy from your lotus feet, your truths no one can understand. Hey Prabhu, no one can understand your philosophical truth. No one can realize these truths without your mercy. And till time immemorial, we can wander in these worlds, but without your mercy, we will not understand a thing about you. In Gita, Krishna is saying, just surrender yourself to me, and I promise you. What? All these pious things and sinful things you're thinking about, you will not have to suffer them anymore. Just surrender yourself to me. I will deliver you from all of this because I am Bhagwan.
मेरे पास सब कुछ क्षमता है, तो मेरे शरण में आ जाओ।
Surrender yourself to me.
जो मामे को शरण में जाओ, अहम तो अंश पापे वो मोक्षामि मास, समस्त पाप से तुम मुक्त।
From all the sinful activities, I will deliver you. So that is called surrender, Sharanagati.
इसलिए गीता में
In Gita,
जो शिक्षा भी दिया गया,
all the lessons that can be learned,
शिक्षा यह है,
the last one is, the conclusion of all the lessons is to surrender yourself to Bhagwan.
अनुकूल संकल्प, प्रातिकूल विवर्जन, रक्षते विश्वास गुप्तेय, गुप्ते वर्णन तथा आत्मनिकत्व कार्पण्य, सर्वविधा शरणागति। ये शरणागति के 6 प्रकार के
This Sharanagati has 6
जो भगवान के अनुकूल सेवा के अनुकूल
6 characters, 6 remarks. So what is good for your bhakti, you have to accept. What is bad for your bhakti, you have to reject.
It should be reject. Rakshati, everything Krishna, or is in faith. Rakshati Vishwaso. Vishwas means faith.
Have faith
He is my
that
maintainer.
Krishna
and he
is
my
your maintainer
protector.
and your protector. He will maintain you and he will protect you. Give everything you have to Bhagwan. And Karpanya means Dinta, means humble. And when you have this, then everything comes to you. Asuras don't have this humbleness. And that was the problem with Ravan. Ravan had so much pride. Tulsidas is explaining. Ravan never bowed his head. He would die, but never bow his head. Why? Because he thought himself as Bhagwan. And that's the nature of Asuras. They never surrender to Bhagwan. They have this false ego. So they never bow his head. But where you have humbleness,
humility जिसको कहा जाता है, humbleness आ जाता है। ये 6 प्रकार की शरणागति।
this is Sharanagati.
और सब कुछ जो बताते जा रहे हैं, वही भगवान की अनुभूति करने के लिए कलयुग में तो भगवान के नाम ही कहा गया।
But to realize Bhagwan, in this Kali Yuga, you only have to say his name. In the scriptures it's written there are 4 yugas. Which yugas? Satya Yuga. Which one is now going on? Kali Yuga. So you have Satya, Treta, Dwapar and Kali Yuga. In all these yugas, you have a different way to reach Bhagwan. In Satya Yuga, the way to worship the Lord was by meditation. In Kali Yuga, we have no ability to do meditation. So in Satya Yuga, it was meditation. For thousands of years, people were alive. In Kali Yuga, how old do we get? Not more than 100 years. And then we all have these faults. How can we perform meditation? Maybe 1-2 hours sitting and listening to Katha, it's difficult. Our mind goes everywhere, our body troubles us. Without ticket, without passport, without visa, the mind travels around the world. And comes back again, and then again it leaves. Your mind takes you everywhere. That mind is in your body, but that mind, in a split second, he can leave. He can go to England, America, the whole world. He can travel around and come back here, come and go again. That mind is so restless in this Kali Yuga. How can we meditate? But in Satya Yuga, people could meditate for thousands of years. They could sit on one place and meditate. And what was that mantra? Only Om. But in Kali Yuga, dhyan, meditation is not possible. In Treta Yuga, fire sacrifice was the way. For 11,000 years, Bhagwan Ram did fire sacrifices. In Kali Yuga, that's not possible. After 1 hour, we start sweating. And in Dwapar, people were worshipping the Lord. How can we worship the Lord now? We cannot wake up early. When do we wake up? Tell us. What time do you get up? Tell me. In the Shastras it's written you have to wake up in Brahma Murta. I'm talking about the scriptures. Brahma Murta is 1 hour and 26 minutes before sunrise. But in Kali Yuga, we are sleeping. We sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning and we wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, how can we worship the Lord at the right moment? If you have to worship the Lord in Brahma Murta, then this is not possible in Kali Yuga. Okay, we give a concession then. Archan is not possible in Kali Yuga. Try to wake up. But what should we do in Kali Yuga then? Nam.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. इस कलियुग में इसलिए भगवान सारे शक्तियाँ में है.
Bhagwan, his Shakti, all his potencies are invested in his Harina. The fruits you could get in Satya Yuga by meditation, in Kali Yuga you can get that by Nam. And in Treta Yuga, the way was fire sacrifice. All the fruits in Kali Yuga you can get by Nam Sankirtan. In Dwapar Yuga, that Archan in Brahma Murta, the fruits of the jap of the Gayatri Mantra. In Kali Yuga it's not possible. We are lazy. Plus, only do the Nam, and then you will get the fruits. Whether you take a bath or not, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take a bath then. Maharaj says, don't take a bath, I will not take a bath. When you're not feeling well, you cannot. But if you're well, you should all take a bath. So even without taking a bath, you can perform Nam Sankirtan. There is so much power, potency in the name of Bhagwan. Bigger than Hari is his name. There is so much potency in his name. There is no difference between Ram and his name.
एक बार की कथा मैं बताता हूँ, पुरानी की कथा बताता हूँ।
I'm telling a katha from the
ये
Puranas.
जितने भी कथा जो है
All the
संस्कृत में
kathas
लिखा
there
है,
are, they are
सब
written in
भगवान
Sanskrit.
की गुणकीर्तन की द्वारा ही
And
बनाए
they are about the
हैं। और
glories of
इसमें जितने
Bhagavan.
भी श्लोक था,
And all the
उसमें 1
shlokas,
करोड़ श्लोक,
there was
1 करोड़ means
1 crore slok.
10 million। अच्छा,
That's 10 million.
1 करोड़ श्लोक के द्वारा भगवान की जो है,
There are 10 million shlokas. And they were prayers to the
जब
Lord.
भगवान की जब स्तुति होने लगे, तो
When the prayer started,
देवता लोग,
then the
असुर लोग,
devatas,
और
the
मनुष्य
asuras,
लोग,
and
ये
the
तीनों
people,
बोले,
they
हाँ,
all
ये सब
wanted
भाग करके समान रूप में भाग कर ले ली।
a part of this, an equal
तो
part.
1 करोड़ के 3
So
भाग होना
if you
चाहिए।
divide 10
3 भाग
million
होने से कितना हो
with
जाता है?
3,
सबको कितना
then
मिला?
how much will get, how much they will get?
सबको मिल गया 33
They
लाख।
got
हैं?
33 lakh.
1
So
लाख रहा गया।
1
1
lakh was left.
श्लोक। 1 लाख श्लोक में जो है, फिर वो ये तीनों बोले,
And then from that 1
देवता
lakh,
लोग, मनुष्य लोग, असुर लोग बोले,
the
हम
3
इसको भी भाग कर लेंगे।
asuras, devatas, and
तो ये
people
1 लाख श्लोक में
divided it
3 भाग
again.
किया।
So when you
तो
divide
सबको
1
मिला के
lakh
33
between
में से
3,
मिल गया। रहा गया कितना?
they got
1000 श्लोक रहा गया।
their part, and then 1,000 was left.
1000 श्लोक में भी देवता लोग,
And then again they divided by
और
3.
हम इसको भी 3 भाग करें। 1000 में 3 भाग हो
So
गया।
if you divide 1,000
कितना रह गया?
by 3, then how much do you have?
सबको 33
100 is
रह गया
left
कितना?
over.
100। फिर वो लोग बोले ये भी हमें भाग चाहिए।
So that
तो
100
100 के फिर 3 भाग कर
verses they
दिया।
also wanted to
100
divide.
के 3
So
भाग किया। सबको
then
कितना मिला? 33
they all got 33
और रह गया कितना श्लोक?
shlokas.
ना 10 के 33।
So 1 shloka was left.
कितने श्लोक रह गया?
So how many shlokas were there left? 1.
एक श्लोक में सभी बोले नहीं, ये भी हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं।
And then the asuras, devatas, and people wanted to divide this 1 shloka as well.
यदि आपके 3 भाई और बहन हो,
So if you have like 3 siblings, it doesn't matter how much wealth your father has, they want to divide it equally. They want to have it all. They don't want to leave one for the other. So the devatas, asuras, and the people had to divide 1 shloka.
एक श्लोक में कितने चरण होता है? 4 चरण।
So that shloka has 4 lines.
4 चरण होते हैं, 4 लाइन्स होता है। तो 3 ले लिया।
And they took 1, so 1 line was
एक
left.
लाइन में जो होता है,
1 line
उसमें
has
एक छंद में श्लोक होता है, 32 अक्षर होता है। कितना होता है?
these 32 letters.
ये देवता लोग, मनुष्य लोग ये बोलेंगे, ये भी मुझे चाहिए।
So they also wanted to divide that.
इसके 3 भाग करो।
And if you divide 32 by 3, how much is left?
10 मिल गया। रह गया कितना? 2।
So 2 letters were left. And then were, so we had 2 left and there were 3 people, so they could not divide it anymore. And then Mahadev said, if you cannot, people, devatas and asuras, you took everything. If you have those 2 left, give me those 2 letters. Okay. He took those 2. And what were those 2 letters? Ram. If you say Ram or Krishna, these are the 2 letters. So we have to chant this name like Shiv. Ram Nam and Krishna Nam. Shivji does not do anything else. He is only chanting the names, meditating on the names. What did Shiv say is the conclusion.
अंक रहे 10 गुण। तुलसीदास जी लिख रहे हैं।
Tulsidas is explaining
राम नाम के अंक, जितने भी अंक, अंक में संख्या, नंबर,
how many numbers there are. How many numbers do you have on your mobile phone? You have a mobile, right?
कितना संख्या है?
So how many numbers are there?
याद है?
Do you remember? Look at your mobile.
9 संख्या 9 होता है और 0 होता है। 0 की संख्या नहीं मानते।
There are 9 numbers. 0 is not counted. 0 is nothing.
1 2 3 4 9 होता है।
So from 1 to 9 there are 9 numbers. 0 has no value.
तब संख्या बना जाता है जब
0 only has a value when it's together with another number.
इसमें तुलसीदास राम नाम के अंक है। जितने भी अंक है उससे राम नाम कहा जाता है। एक लिखो।
So if you write 1
एक लिख करके उसके दाहिने में,
and if you put a 0 on the right side of it, what do you get?
10 हो जाता
10.
है। फिर एक 0 लगा दो।
And if you put another 0 behind
कितना हो
it,
गया?
how much do you have?
मैथमेटिक्स क्लास हो रही है ना।
This is a mathematics class.
और एक 0 लगा दो।
And if you put another 0, you've got 1,000. Another 0, 10,000.
जितने 0
Another 0,
गुना बढ़ते जाएगा नहीं।
it will multiply by 10 every time you put a 0 behind it.
जो था मैंने कहा था, एक को आप अमिट कर दो, पूछ दो।
So if
What
you
is the value of the
erase one number, then
zero? Nothing.
does the 0 have a value? No, it has no value anymore.
राम नाम के एक जितने भी संख्या है,
So
सब संख्या
Tulsidas
के
is
गुण क्या है?
saying,
भगवत नाम। इसका राम नाम के अंक है, सब साधन के सुन। अंक गए हाथ कछु नहीं, अंक रहे बड़े 10 गुण। जितने भी आप साधन करते जाए,
how much you
ध्यान करो,
meditate.
तपस्या करो, जो कुछ भी करो, यदि भगवान के राम नाम
If you
नाम
don't
जप
take
नहीं
the
किया,
name of
तुम्हारी
Ram and
साधन क्या है?
Krishna,
सब
then your
बेकार।
sadhan is useless. It's just like the 0 without the 1 in front of it.
तपस्या करो, कोई भी बात नहीं है। ध्यान करो, तपस्या करो, अर्चन करो,
Meditate, worship.
सबके मूल क्या है?
But what's the
राम नाम कृष्ण नाम।
what makes it worthwhile? The Ram Nam or the Krishna Nam.
अंक गए हाथ कछु नहीं, अंक रहे बड़े 10 गुण।
If you use the Nam of Ram or Krishna, then the meditation gets its value.
इसलिए भगवान अपने नाम में इतनी शक्ति दी।
Bhagwan has put so much Shakti, energy in his name that bigger than Hari is his name.
आप लोग जानते होंगे रामायण, आप लोग पढ़ा हुआ सुना।
You must have heard about Ramayana or seen it on TV. What have you seen?
ये रावण सीता को हरण करके ले गया।
When Ravan kidnapped Sita,
कौन चोरी किया?
who kidnapped?
रामचंद्र।
Ram?
हाँ, कभी लोग उल्टा बोलते हैं।
Sometimes people make a mistake and say the other way around.
कथा सुना है।
Once I was giving this katha
रामायण कथा सुना है।
about Ramayana,
रावण
9 days.
एक व्यक्ति बैठे हुए
So
था, बहुत सुन रहा था।
there was one person sitting in front. He was listening very carefully. So in the end, I asked him, "What did you hear?
समझ में कुछ है?
What did you understand?"
नहीं, कभी बोले हाँ महाराज सब समझ
He said, "Yes, Maharaj, I understand everything, but I have a question. I've heard this katha for 9 days. So now I have a question.
बोले ये आप बताइए,
Please tell me,
ये रामायण में असुर कौन था?
who was the Asura, Ram or Ravan?"
और दूसरी क्या है?
And the second
सीता
question,
ने कौन चोरी किया?
who
राम चोरी
kidnapped
किया?
Sita, Ram or Ravan?
चोरी किया। हाय, हाय, हाय। 9 दिन हरि कथा
For
सुन करके
9
रामायण
days
सुन
he was
करके
listening Ramayana and he did not understand anything.
ये प्रश्न कहाँ से होता है?
What questions were
सीता
these?
को कौन चोरी किया?
Who kidnapped Sita, Ram or Ravan?
रावण चोरी। और उसमें असुर कौन था?
And who was the Asura,
रावण था कि राम?
Ravan or Ram?
हैं? कुछ लोग इस संसार में भी है। आप लोग
There
आप
are
कभी
people
कभी
like
जाओगे,
that in this
ऐसे
world.
लोग कहेंगे, रावण अच्छा है।
They will say Ravan is the good one because Ravan, he
रावण
fought.
की बहुत प्रशंसा करते हैं।
They are very much
जिस
praising
दिन तुम्हारी
Ravan.
बेटी के जब किडनैप करके ले जाएगा ना,
But the day Ravan kidnaps your daughter, you will understand who Ravan is.
हाँ, हमें कोई कोई लोग भीड़ते रहे।
Some
रावण
people
देखो कितने बलवान है।
are saying, look how strong Ravan is.
मैंने कहा था अच्छी बात रावण
And then I
रावण
say,
सीता को चोरी किया है कि नहीं?
okay,
अरे चोरी किया
but
तो क्या
Ravan
हुआ?
stole
चोरी
Sita.
किया क्या हो गया?
Yes.
तुम्हारी बेटी को चोरी करके ले जाएगा।
But the day he
वही
steals your
किडनैप
daughter,
करेगा, तब तुम समझोगे
then you will
कि रावण
understand
कौन था और
who
कैसे
Ravan
उनका
was.
प्रशंसा करो।
Then you will praise him.
हाँ? तब वो डरके नहीं मारा।
And then they start trembling. Oh no, Maharaj, please. Oh, so when someone kidnaps your daughter, then you start to fear. But when another one is kidnapped, then you are praising the one who's kidnapping.
सीता के चोरी करत राम की पत्नी के चोरी करके ले गया।
Ram, his wife, was kidnapped by Ravan.
राम उसके लिए युद्ध कर रहे हैं।
And Ram was fighting for her.
अब तुम कर रहे नहीं।
And you are saying, no, Ravan is the good
रावण
one.
जीत गया। और तुम्हारे अपने बेटी
But
के
when
लिए
your
बोले, तुम
daughter
क्या करोगे?
gets kidnapped,
हाँ?
then what happens? Oh, please, Maharaj, don't speak like this. What if it's really happening?
किंतु असुर के असुर ही होता।
But Asur is Asur. Ravan is an Asur. How can you say an Asur is the good one?
बातें सत्य की नहीं।
Isn't this true?
कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं
There are some people like this, and they are taking part in Ravan's
दुष्ट है।
side. But Ravan, he's a villain.